gentlemen, and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with Zebu Nation, here with FC Cincinnati. And the end of the season is getting ever closer. We've got 2 games left in the third quarter, so we still have a ways to go, but the end is in sight for the 2019 MLS regular season. As you can see here in the league table, we are third place in the Eastern Conference after 23 games. We got 12 wins, 3 draws, 8 losses, total of 39 points, and a +4 goal differential. That is also good enough for 8th place in the Supporter Shield, which is pretty good. It's above average, above the mid-table. But we are a long ways away from Atlanta United. We've got 3 games on us. They've played 26 games, but they've got a whopping 56 points, nearly 20 points ahead of us. So we got a lot of work to do if we have any sort of dreams of winning the Supporter Shield this season, which I don't know that we do. It's not necessary, especially from the board expectations. But you know what? You can always dream. You can always strive for more. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see. What else is happening here? There's been a few things here and there. Nothing of note just yet. So there's not a lot we need to get into. Now, it has been a few days since I recorded. I last recorded on Sunday. It's now Friday, so it's been a while. And maybe I shouldn't be recording this because it is a little late at night. You know, I did just record my comic book podcast earlier today, so it's like my throat's a little raw and all that stuff. But I had to get back to it. You know the feeling? You know the feeling when you miss it, right? You got to get back. It's been a while. Get that urge to play. And one of the things I was thinking about while I was, waiting to play and waiting to get back was I was thinking about Akechi's contract, as you do, right? You sit around your off hours and you think about contracts within Football Manager. But I was thinking about his contract. Also, I was going back and looking at, watching videos from the previous week, and I looked at his contract. And remember back when his contract, we mentioned that even though his salary is $850,000, his contract was only $530 against the cap. And I was thinking the reason for that is because $530 is the maximum contract, right? That's the biggest contract you're supposed to be able to give. So if you're going to pay a guy more than that, you have to use some sort of allocation money. And so I feel that Toronto paid down his contract at the beginning of the year with their own allocation money, and we're getting the benefit of that. That's why his contract is only $530 against the cap. So we're playing with house money here at the moment. But that also means that next season his contract's going to go back up to $850, and we're going to have to pay it back down with our own allocation money. So instead of doing that, what I've done is I've offered him a new contract as a designated player, because we've got designated player slots, plenty of them. We got 2 of them open. I mean, you only get 3 total, but we got 2 open. So I'm going to give him our designated player slot for next year. And that will save us allocation money and, allow us to keep him under contract. So that's cool. I'm going to try to re-sign him to that deal. It's in the works. It's not fully there yet. We're going to have to give him a little bit of a raise in real money, but that's going to lower our cost in fake money, if that makes any sense, which I'd never make much sense, but I think I can make sense when it comes to MLS salary cap and all this nonsense. Let's see. Anything else? No, I think we can start getting to today's matches. I don't know that there's much else we need to talk about. Match previews for the week. Colorado Sporting KC, Columbus NYC. Columbus just got, they didn't just get a new stadium. They released, or at least leaked, some concept art for a new Columbus Crew Stadium in Columbus, Ohio. So that's pretty cool. Save the Crew in full effect. New England, Chicago. I mean, that should be a walk for New England. Although you never know, because we couldn't beat Chicago, so maybe Chicago's on the rise. No. New York, Cincinnati is a pretty good matchup, honestly. Oh, the other thing when it comes to the competitions, I was mentioning, so where's New York? New York's in 8th. They're looking to sneak up into playoff position, so this is an important game for them. But Atlanta United has already clinched a playoff spot. We got like 10 games to go, and they are already in the playoffs. So that's pretty wild for them. Here's our formation. We're going to stick with the formation. 4-2-3-1. Get that. A squad member needs a new number. Oh, yes. We need to talk about this, I suppose. Got a new guy on the squad. Never fails, right? Never. You go away. You turn your back for 5 minutes, and we got a new guy on the squad. So let's explain this one if possible. Got an email from the league. We'll talk about it after the lineups. How about that? All right, so didn't even look at New York. Who cares, I guess. Anyway, Robles in goal for New York. We know who he is. He's a good keeper. Kamar Lawrence at the left back position. Beltran at the right. Long and Murillo. We played these guys a couple times in the preseason. We played them a couple times last year, so we should know all about New York. Duncan and Stanko in the midfield. Stanko's making his debut. Romero Gamara. I don't even know who this guy is. His full name won't pronounce. I don't know who he is. Romero. D. Royer. Martins up top's got a yellow card and a bong up top. They're doing the old 4-2-4. That's what we used to run a lot last year. We used to do the number 2 formation. But anyway, who do we have in the game today? We got Stefan in goal, of course. Romney and Miller. Glad and Marquez. A lot of familiar names. Alashe, Delgado, Ledesma, Akechi, our guy who's going to get a new contract. And look at this, Jay Sonora. Going to make his debut. 22 years old, valued at $1.1 million. He is an American. Click to view the USA. 3 stars. Pretty good. 4-star potential. Where did this guy come from? Where did we get him? I don't know. It's weird. He came from Germany. Stuttgart. In the Bundesliga. Didn't play at all last year. Played for Stuttgart too. 18 appearances the year before. 18 and 19. 6 goals, 6 assists, 7.4 rating. That's pretty good. Look at this. Look at how we got him. We got him from Allocation again. So he wasn't a guy who got cut from another team. He wasn't a guy who was brought in or traded in or whatever. He's just a guy who MLS brought in. The league brought him in. Weird, right? Strange. And they had a little allocation thing. They sent an email, and it said, let's see, can we actually pull up that email? Can we do a search? Do a search. Let's do a, whoa. Allocation. Did that work? Did they search it? Allocation. No messages found. So did that just go away? I mean, I didn't imagine it. We got an email. It was a while ago. It was like a week ago. There it is. Joel Sonora, allocation results announced. Cincinnati has won the allocation for Joel Sonora. We just got an email. It's like, hey, this dude's available. Do you want to crack at him? I'm like, okay. Sure. So I put our name in the hat, scouted him. He looked pretty good, and he just popped up on the roster. He's ours. Just happened. Just free dude. Why not? Contract $70,000 per year. So again, just a basic contract. Senior minimum salary. We had a senior minimum salary slot available. He's got backup status. It's like, I don't know, manna from heaven. Just here you go. Here's a great player from Germany with American heritage coming back to MLS, ready to play. Look at this guy. 5'9", only 9 pace, 9 jumping reach. So he's not great speed in that as a winger. He's got fitness, he's got acceleration, he's got stamina. He's got some pretty good mentals. Work rate off the ball are pretty good. Technique, passing, dribbling, crossing. So he's a very technical player, at least by MLS standards. Finishing of 11 is okay. 12 composure is okay for a winger. And he's got a lot of potential at only 22 years old. This guy's like if this guy was in the super draft, he'd be a number 1 pick. You know, he'd be somebody's first round pick. So we got him for nothing. Again. It's just the MLS is just shoveling players in our path. We can't get out of the way. All right, here we go. Dressing room. Pep talk. New York have lost 4 of their last 5. I expect you to pile on the misery. No, they're not happy about that. Opposition instructions. Look at that. We set up the opposition instructions beforehand. Woo, I figured it out. It was a button. Anyway, you have a bit of a break recently. Send the assistant. So here we are, Red Bull Arena, New York City. And here we go. Here's Kaku on the outside, trying to get loose. That must be Romero. Ouch, he gets foot sweep. The old foot sweep by Miller. He's going to get a card. Yeah, he gets the yeller. Beltran also gets a yeller real quick. Second of the season for him. So we had some interesting turns of events this week. Found out. Oh, here we go. Akechi with the free kick. Oh, he can't get it on target. Good try, though. Found out that Teach FM of the We Stream FM fame 5-star podcast. Is that the one he's on? He's on one of the podcasts. But anyway, he's doing an MLS save on Twitch. So I went over there, checked it out. Here we go, highlight. Romney throwing it into Akechi. Centers, Delgado. Ledesma has it. Ledesma cuts inside, tries back door for our new signee. But Kaku intercepts, sends it down to Abong, who's in on goal. Bad defending there and pretty bad keeping as well. Kamar Lawrence to Kaku to Abong, and he just... Again, our defense out of position. I mean, it's the style we play. Pressing forward, but that's no good. That's no good. Here we go. Ledesma sends one in. Back post. Ugh. Marquez can't get it on goal. Miller's been booked. We ought to tell him to something. Ease off tackles. Oh, there's Marquez. What happened there? Where'd the ball go? Did you see the ball disappear? Or am I just seeing things? I don't know. Here we go. Corner kick. Putting on the pressure now. Catchy. Sends one in. Curves it in there, but Robles is there. And the highlight. 24 minutes down. New York is overwhelmed at the moment. Should encourage our players to try and play a short passing play. Okay, I think right now we're sending the balls deep. $35 minutes. So yeah, Teach is doing a save with Atlanta United on Twitch. So I went over there, checked it out. So Ketchy gets a long pass from Stefan. Sonora, new feller out on the wing, trying things out. Centers to Delgado. Delgado looking. Chips one. Tries to get sneaky there. Cannot do it. Highlights continue. Robles bombs it downfield. Straight to Romney. Heads it down to Ledesma. He sends it forward. Adi on the run behind the defense. There it is. Boys. Adi, he's been on 10 goals for I don't know how long, at least 2 or 3 games. So he finally breaks out of a little mini slump there and evens up the game. There we go. Good header by Romney. Great awareness by Ledesma to bang it forward. Adi behind the defense, beats Robles. Thumps his chest, does a front roll. He's excited. Good man. Both teams are only threatening by long range. That's fine. 40 minutes. Another highlight. 4 minutes to go in the half, or at least until extra time. Romney with another header to Ledesma. Ledesma again bombs it ahead. Adi can't catch up. Kamar Lawrence is there. He chips it forward to Kaku. Heads it back to himself. Then gets it to Lawrence. Lawrence tries it downfield. Marquez is there. Delgado forward to Senor. Good passing. Catchy. Alashi. Out wide. Ledesma on the run. He's got Adi in front of goal. He sends it to the big man, and he's fouled right in front of the goal by Murillo. And here we are, lining up for the penalty. Who's taking it? Is that a Catchy? No, it's Ledesma. There it is. There it is. Let the veteran take it. Let the Cincinnati man do it. Why not? 42 minutes, and suddenly we're up 2-1. This is outstanding. We stuck to our guns. We didn't change things around when we allowed that goal and went down. That might be the key to the season. Just have a little bit more patience than we've been having. Ledesma and Adi playing well, 7.2 ratings and goals each. Ledesma adding in an assist as well. So yeah, I was in the stream on Twitch, and Teach was having a little problem with the MLS salary cap. Not so much a problem as he just, like most people who come to the league for the first time, we're going to give the pep talk here. Things are going well. I'm happy with your performance. Keep it up. There we go. He was just like questioning some things and wondering like, how do you do this? How do you do that? Just like anybody who joins the MLS for the first time. And what I was worried about was that he was going to get frustrated. Even though, if you don't know Teach, you haven't watched any of his, I mean, I don't know him. I've just watched his stuff. But if you never watched him play FM before, he's very methodical. He's famous for like never hitting continue. He just sits there and analyzes and gets everything settled. So I think he'll be okay in the MLS with that kind of mentality. Kaku tries to send it forward. Miller, Marquez heads it on. Looks like we might catch him on the attack here. Delgado racing forward, gets it to Sonora. Back to Delgado. Sonora's playing so well for his first game. Out wide, Ledesma. Plenty of space, sends it in. Adi! Yes! Adi went after that one with authority. That's what we need the big man to do. We need him to get aggressive. He outworked 3 or 4 players, even some of his own players, to get that cross. It wasn't a great cross from Ledesma. That was a great pass from Delgado. This, not so great, but Adi worked for it. Went right around a couple of players. 3-1. Yay. We're playing well. Haven't played well in several weeks. So yeah, he was getting frustrated and whatever. And so I hit him up on Twitter. And I sent him one of my old videos that show you how to do the salary cap. It's a little 5-minute video. It's from FM18, but it still works for FM19. Just shows you how to manage the salary cap and where to go to look. Here's a catchy free kick over the top. And so, you know, he watched it and he was appreciative. It answered some questions for him. And then the next day on his stream, gave me a little shout out. So I was very happy about that. And more importantly, he passed that information on to all the other people watching the stream. So other people in his stream were thinking about doing MLS saves and all that stuff. So now there's a whole new group of educated people out there who know how to at least understand the MLS salary cap a tiny bit. Here's Zusi. Graham Zusi curves one in there. Bring New York back. 3-2, 73 minutes. Just curves it around the wall, and Stefan can't stop it. Not happy about that. Glad has a yellow card. Here's Akechi. He sends one in. Politz is in the game. He sends it back out. Akechi grabs the rebound. Marquez, I'd like him to get back to his position, but Delgado has it now. Alashe. Ledesma off the post. Sneaky little shot there. New York clears it. So I was about to make some subs, perhaps. Miller and Glad. Glad's on a 6.5 with a yellow card. I think we can bring in a Kugo. And then Miller 6.6 with a yellow. I think we can bring in Clute and be okay. Confirm. And then maybe we could drop back, but maybe not. I don't know. Dropping back hasn't helped in previous games. I went back and watched, and like the games that we drop back, we lose. Here's Kaku. Sends one in. Stefan, though, easily grabs that out of the air. 81 minutes down. We've got a lot of time left. Stefan bombs it downfield. Beltran wins it. Kaku, though, loses it. Bad touch by Kaku. Forward to Adi. Adi past the defense. One-on-one with Robles, who makes the save. Can't go low on Robles. You got to go high on Robles. Anyway, here we go. Ledesma. Even though I think our first goal he scored low. But anyway, Ledesma. This is our new corner play, by the way. Ledesma seems a little confused by it, but he's going to send it in. Marquez back post, no. Lashy has it. Lashy. He's got Adi forward. That was a terrible pass. Now, basically, what we wanted to do there is kind of clear the lane for Adi to come down the middle, which that didn't really pan out. I think that's the first time we've used that little set, but, you know, got to do a little bit more practice, I think, on the training field. Delgado looks exhausted. Delgado does look exhausted. There's 4 minutes left of stoppage, but we can bring in Beasler, no problem. Very interchangeable midfield at this point. 2 minutes left. Minute left. Here we go. Final highlight. Marquez sends it wide to Clute. Beasler. Ketchy. Lesche. He's got Ledesma out wide. Ledesma's had a really good game. Sends it backside. Kamar Lawrence is there. That should whistle. There it is. There it is. Happy with that. Not happy giving up 2 goals. But a win is a win is a win. We keep New York in their place. Look at this. 26 shots to 5. All 5 of their shots were on target. Oddly. We had 12 shots on target. 14 fouls, 2 yellow cards, 56% possession. I think, you know, one of our problems is shooting from the midfield. We take a lot of shots, and I'm okay with that. I just wish we had midfielders who were better at doing that thing that I just said. Better at shooting on goal. Well done, guys. Good win. So I don't know if that's a mission for next season, because we've signed all of our midfielders for at least till at least next year, if not longer. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But Sonora makes his debut. Well received by the supporters. A real sense of intrigue around their new man. Good job. Cincinnati has already made it known in recent days that he is pleased to be part of the setup at Nippert Stadium. He was acquired via allocation. Indeed. Attend the press conference. No, let's not do that. Let's pause while I attend this press conference, and then we'll come back for the next game, and we'll look at some other stuff. So, pause. Okay, we're back. And now it's time for weekend news with the orange and blue. Yeah. News out of training this weekend is that everyone is thrilled with Dave Ritchie Salvador. The young man from the academy signed up this year, earning high praise for perfect marks in training. The coach was said to be very pleased with his training performance, and Dave Ritchie said it was nice to hear. And in other news, the club has had quite a few things happen this week, including the big story, Kim Ki-hee injured. Now, this injury is a recurring one for Kim Ki-hee, and so the Orange and Blue have sent him to a specialist, which has a small chance of repairing this recurring injury for good. In other injury news, Ship also injured. Not quite as badly as Kim Ki-hee, but still he's going to be out for a few days. Likewise, Stefan, an even smaller injury, twisted his ankle again for the second or third time this season. It's starting to be a recurring injury. Meanwhile, Brad Friedel took several questions about his future chances in playing his rivals from the American Soccer Daily Gazette. Zebu Nation has a reputation for favoring a very patient possession game with FC Cincinnati. Friedel responded by saying, "I'm trying to focus more on the way my team plays than on the opposition." That's boring. I thought that was going to be more exciting. So let's move on to more exciting news. MLS Team of the Week, Adi and Ledesma, with Ledesma getting the Player of the Week this season for a 1-goal, 1-assist performance and a 9.0 rating in their victory over New York Red Bull. Vancouver attempted to trade for a Kugo. They were offering a second and a fourth-round pick, and of course, FC Cincinnati turned that down. And speaking of contracts, Lee has signed a pre-contract deal. Akechi has signed a pre-contract deal for reportedly $1 million a season next year, which will make him a designated player and one of the most important players on the team. And finally, Miller, the fullback, Eric Miller, has received an automatic suspension from the league for collecting his 5th yellow card, something that FC Cincinnati is not a stranger to this season at all. Okay, so that's the end of the news. It was an exciting week. What can I say? A lot of stuff happened. And so now we're going to move on to our game this week, the second game of the week. When was the last game? No, it's been at least a week. I think the last game was last Saturday. So now, we could look at the schedule and see, but why would we want to do that when I can just speculate on things I should know? That is a much better way to do things. We're going to keep things as mostly the same as we can. We just came off a win. Why change things up, right? Now, we are going against New England Revolution, and that's pretty important because look at the standings. We have jumped up to second place in the league with that, in the Eastern Conference with that one win, tied with New England. So this is a great game to finish out the third quarter of the season against New England, a team that is playing very well this season, and a team we haven't really looked at much. Let's take a look at these fellers. Piedrahita in goal. We don't know a lot about them. Wilfred Zahibo, international player, valued at $4 million in the midfield. 26-year-old Frenchman. We've scouted this guy, apparently. He's dang good. Physicals, really good. Very strong, decent pace, lots of other great physical abilities. Mentally, he's pretty good. Technically, he's got it where it counts. Heading, marking, passing, tackling, as sort of a ball-winning midfielder / defensive midfielder. Yeah, mostly a defensive midfielder. Where'd he come from? He came on a free from Tarragona in Spanish 2nd Division last year. So he is established himself in the club. Who else do they got? This is, of course, Juan Agudelo. Antonio Dalmia, 4-star central defender on the bench for some reason, 28 years old. Physically, he's just okay. Mentally, he's good. Technically, again, he's got it where it counts. Not great, but it's fine. Been there for 3 seasons. Came over from Slovenia, first league, $450K 2 years ago. So we probably should know that guy. But anyway, New England looking pretty good. How are they? This third quarter, they've had as rough a third quarter as we have, if not worse. Only 2 wins in the third quarter, it looks like. So they've had some problems for sure. Let's get on to the match. It's getting late now. It's around midnight, so, things are slowing down in my old brain. So let's see if we can get through this match with some sort of coherency. If that news segment was any example of how we're going to be commentating, it's going to be a rough ride, but we'll see. Fitness test. Yeah, Stefan is fit. Nuhu is lacking match sharpness. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought Nuhu wouldn't be our starting fullback? I wouldn't have. But anyway, Cincinnati versus New England, that has to be the biggest game of the day. There's the New York Derby up there. NYCFC versus the Red Bulls. Galaxy versus Minnesota, that's fine. Sure, why not? Here we are, Nippert Stadium, Cincinnati, Ohio. We're 5-4 favorites. They've come in inconsistent form. We've come in fair form. That doesn't look at all like their record. 2 draws, 2 wins. I don't know where that's coming from. But anyway, we got some players who are out, players who are some ineligible. Team selection, Miller. Clear that position. Get out of here. So that means we're going to have to bring Klute in. Not very match fit. Juarez. Do we have another left back? I don't think we do. Well, we got Tolo. We got Nuhu. Speak of the devil. All right. Oof. Look at that. 51%. So we got to watch him. He's going to make some problems, but we don't really have much of anybody else to put over there. Juarez is in just as bad, if not worse, shape. Anybody else that could go over there? I don't see a lot of options. So that's what we got. So other than that, everybody else is the same. Klute lacking match sharpness. Yeah, I think I just went over that. But thanks for reiterating. And here we go. So as I mentioned, same lineup, just Klute in at right back is the new. Pietrahita, Rowe, Farrell, Dielna, and Dalmia in central defense. I don't like that. There's Zahibo. He's an intense-looking character. Caldwell. Bunbury at the right wing. Agudelo up top. Fagundes on the left wing. And Nadson in the middle. 30-year-old Brazilian. Came on a free this season. 27 appearances, 5 goals, 1 assist. So he's added them, a little bit of maturity to their midfield. Here we go. Start the dressing room. Pep talk. I fully expect you to keep our run going. They didn't like that. Opposition instructions. Yeah, I guess that's good. That's fine. That's dandy. Sure, let's go. Kick off. Here we go. Nippert Stadium. One of these days, we'll have a new stadium. But for now, we're playing in college football stadium. It's fine. Atmosphere is good. They should tweak some of the stadium atmosphere problems we have here in Football Manager with MLS. I mean, our stadiums, granted, some stadiums in MLS are half-empty football stadiums. That's the way it is. But there are certain teams who have a better fan base, and that should be accounted for. Here's Bunbury on the run, out wide, centers to Agudelo, who puts the shot just wide. You know, LAFC's crowd should be better. Atlanta United's crowd should be way better, and their stadium should be correct, which would be nice. Adi can't win the header. Ketchi gathers it in at midfield. Ledesma. Anyway, gets it forward. Delamio wins it, tries to get it ahead. Sent on. It's being bounced around at midfield right now. Marquez settles it down for Sonora, out wide to Klute, who's overlapping. He centers to Akechi. He's got some people open. There's Alashe. Alashe. Tries to get to Ledesma. That was a bad pass, but he recovers with a tackle. Glad to Marquez. Controlling it out wide. Sonora doesn't have great pace, but he gets it in there. Adi. Header just off the crossbar. You know, he doesn't have a lot of pace, but he's got quickness out there on the right wing. Sonora, right? He's got, like, some acceleration, at least a little bit, right? 13. That's okay. That's decent. He gets a yellow card, too, for his troubles. I was talking about something before I was so rudely interrupted by gameplay, and I've completely lost track of what it was. And now the harder I try to think about it, like, I wish I could stop the video right now and go back and hear what I was talking about. I don't know. That's weird. I've just completely blanked on it. I haven't done that in quite a long time. Just sort of completely lost my train of thought. But anyway, here we are. Throw in Romney. Far side. Terrible throw in. Caldwell intercepts. But Alashe gathers it in. Back to Romney. Back to Alashe. Let's go see if he can work it into the box. No, he's just going to fire it wide. I mean, I guess that's kind of what we do. We're just going with mass shots. You know, daka, and all that. Here's Romney. Throws it in again. Alashe bails him out again. Delgado can't win it. Agudelo with a bad touch. Marquez bombs it downfield. Oh, terrible header by Farrell. Gets it back post to Sonora. Header. Just sneaks inside the far post. Sonora with a cartwheel for his first goal of the season in just his second game. I think he's going to be a pretty good pickup, especially with us missing a lot of wingers. Desma, and there's the header. Just a tricky little header. And there we are, up 1-0. Should we drop back? Absolutely not. Decided this season we're not dropping back anymore. Caldwell. Agudelo. I mean, that's not our fault for not dropping back. That's that's a special teams play. That's a problem. We do have a new special teams defense as well. And maybe this is... No, this was the old play. Because the new play doesn't have these guys on the pipes. So maybe we should just get rid of that old play so they'll cycle in the new play all the time. But I don't know. Here we go. Another free kick. Rowe sends it in. Glad heads it out. Fagundes has it. He takes it out wide. Drops it back to Rowe. He's forced to drop it back as well. Zahibo looking for some free space. Nedson. Oh, come on. Stefan. What was that, my man? That's a stoppable shot. We're not grossly underpaying you to make moves like that. I mean, look at that. He just, he's going the wrong way. Can't get his momentum going back. Oh, we got a VAR, but he looked onside to me, and he was. All right, 2-1. Not so good. 38 minutes and counting. Marquez is booked. Guess Guess we're going to wait till halftime to make any adjustments here. Why do something now when you can put it off for later? That's what I always say. And we're not playing particularly bad. Romney maybe, not so good. Delgado. But other than that, we're playing decently. We're just down 2-1 because of special teams. So, tactics. I think while we're in possession, we're going to try to hold the ball more. And we're going to take off, hit early crosses. We're going to not work the ball in the box, but we're going to, maybe be a little bit more patient on offense. Go for dressing room. Assertive. Expect to see a much better showing in the second half, of course. Let's go. Agudelo. Nansen. Here we are. First highlight of the half. Marquez has that yellow card. We should maybe take him out. But not quite yet. Sonora, we're going to, assume he can hold himself together. What are his defensive abilities like? Not so good. 9 marking, 8 tackling. That's actually pretty decent for an attacking midfielder. It's way better than any other attacking midfielder we got, I think. Desma, what are you up to? Yeah, 5 marking, 6 tackling. Piedrahita sends one long down the near sideline, but Romney is there to drop it back. Stefan forward to Marquez. He's just going to bomb it. Adi on the run. He beats the defense and chips it over the goal. He's not really great with his left foot. Am I correct about that? Yeah, he's right-footed. Only 11 composure, too. It's tough to have your number 1 striker, your lone striker, with that kind of ability. Ketchy tries to send it in from the far corner. Sonora chases it down, back to Akechi. Wide open, nobody near him. Sends it in. Bunbury there. The big man to Adi. Alashe looking all the way across fields for Akechi. He's got Sonora, but he doesn't. He drops it back for Clute. Delgado gets it stolen. Caldwell. Here comes New England on the counterattack. Agudelo. Oh, they've got a man wide open in the middle of the field, but our defense recovers. Out wide now to Farrell. He sends it in. Stefan with a save. A huge save. He really stopped that one. I mean, third goal would have been killer. Would appear they're looking for underlaps. That's fine. Throw in from Clute on the far side. Terrible throw in. Delgado, though, gets it. Heads it back to Clute. Back to Delgado. Centers. Alashe with a shot, and there's the midfielder. I mean, we take a lot of shots, so, he must have rolled a 6 right there because that was on target. We move back up to second position. I mean, a draw here keeps us in second because obviously right now we're beating New England on goal differential or something. But Alashe wide open, and the goalkeeper just flailed at that one. No chance. I mean, he had a very good chance if he was actually standing up and, under balance, but I don't know what he was doing there. He was maybe running the wrong direction. Whatever happened, he just fell over, and that's fine. All right, 71 minutes. Fagundes with a free kick. Goal. I'm not happy with the level of keeping that we're getting this season. I rely on my goalkeeper to, keep the goals out. That's why you're named thusly. So, my man, you got to do better. I might have to put Hudson back in. I think to start the fourth quarter, I'm going to put Hudson back in. Stefan giving up 3 goals. I mean, they were all special teams goals, right? 2 corners and a free kick. Desma sends one in. Glad can't get a head on it. Alashe chases it down. Delgado. He's going to take the shot, and it is not across the line. Adi, though, gathers it in. Terrible attempt. England tries to clear it. Fagundes races and wins the foot race. Can't get past his man, though, so he has to drop it back. The highlight continues. 82 minutes down. Nelson out wide. There's a good interception. Delgado wins it. Ketchy chips it near side for Ledesma on the run. Sneaky pass. Ledesma gets tackled. Brutalized by Farrell. But we get the throw in. We get a highlight from said throw in? No. Alright, we got some substitutions to make here. Akugo. Going to come in for Glad. Even though Glad is healthier, doesn't, I don't know, Marquez has the yellow card. That's always sort of the big thing. Marquez, Nuhu for Ram. No, let's not do that. The big thing we have to get out of there is Alashe is tired, but he's got a great rating. He's motivated. I don't really want to bring him out. Adi is playing like garbage, but I think we need him in there, or do we? I don't know. Let's put Shelton in, I suppose. I don't know. Let's leave it at that. Let's yell, though. We can shout. Demand more. Let's go. Let's go. Focused. We're focused. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Caldwell with a free kick for New England. Drops it back. Rangel. Shoot. Stefan. Very upset. Very upset. You're supposed to be one of the better keepers in the league, and you're not showing it, my man. Rangel just, from outside the semicircle, just bangs one in. Sure, I guess. Why not? That's going to put a nail in our coffin. Minute 30, a minute, 30 seconds, 15 seconds to go. Final highlight. Delgado. Desma. Lachey bangs it ahead. Kiri Shelton on the run. Doesn't really have a lot of choices here. He gets murdered. That's going to be the end of it, I'm pretty sure. Romney has it. Drops it back for Glad. Can we get one more attack? Nope. Fagundes on the run. They're going to give New England a shot to rub salt in the wound, maybe. He's triple covered there. Romney. Good tackle. What is this highlight that I'm watching? I don't understand. Lachey, he's bombing it ahead. There we go. Final whistle. 4 goals we gave them. Not happy. Not happy one little bit. I didn't even look at the stats. I didn't even look at the players. I don't even care. Not happy. Not happy with that at all. I mean, it's okay when we lose. I'm not as upset as when we lost to Seattle, but I'm still upset. And I'm not as upset because New England's a good team this season. And it's, no shame to lose to good teams. That does drop us back to 3rd. Puts New England 3 points up, but also 3 games up. So, they've still got a lot of work to do to keep us out of that second position. It's going to be a race for second position, but right now I think it's very even because even though they've got the head-to-head game against us, we do have 3 games in hand against them, so that's pretty good. 5 journalists expected. Lashy, I'm not praising that performance. Get out of here. Send the assistant to the press conference. Okay, so there we are. At the 3/4 season point, there are 9 games left in the season. So next episode, we're only going to have one game, but then we're going to look at all the stats and figures and everything else for the season. So, until then, until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.